There's two things I love: fighters and anime, and, well, other stuff, but those are just two. And I put lots of emphasis on the anime thing. So because of this, I was a huge fan of the Guilty Gear franchise, but unfortunately, as far as I know, that franchise is dead. Yes, I know, big sad face. On the bright side, though, we have its spiritual successor, BlazBlue. Now, BlazBlue is a fantastic fighting game with super duper high-res anime visuals, great gameplay, and a story worth listening to. Surprise, surprise. And it's all around a great game, and I enjoy great games. So with this game being great and me enjoying great things in mind, let's get into my review. Unlike a lot of fighting games, BlazBlue actually has a story, well, one worth paying attention to. No, I in fact don't care that you're having a baby Ken Masters.
Game over!
Each character has their own story mode, although a few of them tie into the overall story and the game's true ending. However, I don't think I can really explain the story or give a proper overview of it because each character has their own story mode, and that's just too much work. I will say that I really enjoyed each character's individual story, and it was done in this nice graphic novel kind of style, and all the characters are really distinct and different, so I found it to be pretty interesting, and honestly, I think it would make a nice anime. Hell, there could be an anime based on this already. I mean, I have no idea, no one tell me, I'll Google it later, but yeah, I don't pay attention to these things. Overall, I really like the story though, and I applaud them for actually making it somewhat interesting. BlazBlue is a fighting game, but you know that already, so it's not a spoiler. The game is a 4-button fighter, each button representing either a weak, medium, strong, or unique attack. You can also jump, dash, block, and of course pull off crazy special moves, and the game for the most part plays very solidly. One thing I liked is that if you like being lazy, and I like being lazy, you can pull off special moves by using the right thumbstick instead of doing the actual move. And this is nice because, let's face it, some moves are pretty damn hard to pull off. Unfortunately, you can't do this in the online mode, because I guess that would be cheating and cheap. But while we're on the subject of the online mode, let's talk about all the other modes, and then online, because I'm mean. BlazBlue has modes you expect out of any fighter. You have arcade, story, training, gallery, blah, and online. And it's all how it sounds, and as I just said, the game is an online mode. You can do ranked or player matches, and it's pretty fun, until lag pops its head and it ruins shit, but I guess every fighter has problems with that. Now, BlazBlue only has 12 fighters, which to some may sound like a downer, but each fighter plays so drastically different that it's kind of a plus. See, you don't have any clone characters. For an example, I'll use Street Fighter 4, and I love Street Fighter 4, but in it, if you're good with, let's say, Ken, then you might also be good with Ryu or Akuma, maybe Dan. He's horrible, and a few other ones because those characters all play similarly. But in BlazBlue, if you're really good at Ragna and then you switch to Rachel, well, you're gonna die, and it's gonna be really funny because you're just focusing on that one character. But no, seriously, it's hilarious. Now, as much as I like the gameplay, I of course found issues. Only one thing really annoyed me to the point where I had to bring it up in the review though, and that's in the controls. See, sometimes I felt like the movement lacked precision, and what I mean by that is when I tried to dash or move backwards or move at all, it all felt slightly delayed. Now that could have just been me, or the game could have some glaring flaw, or it could just be me, but it got really annoying during the online play where I was trying to be all precise and awesome, and instead I was just failing and sucking because I suck at the game and people are better than me. All in all, I really like the gameplay though. Now, the presentation is where this game starts to show some similarities to Guilty Gear. To start, the graphics are gorgeous. High-res HD anime visuals that look like crap on my standard definition television. Hell yeah! The character models look great, and so do the backgrounds. The game also has a few anime cutscenes, which also look good. I really don't have any complaints about the graphics. They look awesome. Now, as for the sound side of things, that was also pretty kick-ass. By the way, I forgot to tell you guys, the graphics were kick-ass, but let's go back to the music. It's metal, you guys. That's one of the reasons I love the Guilty Gear series so much, and I'm glad that tradition is carried over, because what other music genre does a better job of getting you pumped to smash each other in the head with swords, or your fists, or your feet, or your head, whatever you want to do, or Hadokens and stuff. It's great. And as for voice acting, I thought the English dub was really good, but if you don't like English dubs, because you like Japanese dubs better because you're picky, well, that's in there too. I haven't actually listened to it, but I'm sure it's fine and it's fantastic in Japanese. All in all, I thought the presentation was really good, a definite strong point for the game. BlazBlue is a great game. The story was interesting, and hell, I give them kudos for just having one in the game that's worth listening to. The gameplay was solid, the presentation was fantastic. All in all, this is just a really good fighter, and I believe it is worthy of being the spiritual successor to Guilty Gear. Now, if you can excuse me, there are Guilty Gear fans with pitchforks outside my window. Why pitchforks, I don't know. Personally, I'd buy a gun, or a sword. A broadsword. A flaming broadsword. That's cool. BlazBlue gets an A.